Alright then. Earlier this year, I got a free copy of Mangui. And being that it's basically so close to Cardinal Quest 2, and I got it for free, I figured I'll do a few episodes for it. So let's check it out. Now, notably, I have not played anything past the tutorial, so I am going to this new. But it should be pretty straightforward. It's basically Cardinal Quest 2 with some added stuff to it. Cardinal Quest 2.5 basically. So let's go. Why is nothing moving? There we go. Alright, heroes. We got the warrior. Or the shaman apprentice. So the warrior on a stroll, the lady Macarie's dance. Or the shaman apprentice on a stroll, the lady Macarie's dance. The warrior, Yungil. The Hamgyani province atop the eerie Mount Mangui, a troubling tale unfolds. 33 souls have vanished from the mountain without a trace, sending shivers through the land. News reaches the king, who decides to take action. He summons Yungil, a young but determined royal deputy, entrusting him with the solemn duty of uncovering the truth behind the strange disappearances. Now, as the newly appointed spectral investigator, Yungil sets off to the Mount Mangui's haunted slopes on the king's orders. Properties: adept at close combat and bleeding attacks. So he's basically like the Woodsman, but he bleeds stuff. Alright, so you can read all that if you want to. But I'll skip it for now. We'll skip it to the first page for now. This is a short summary, I guess, of his resolve and everything else. So, tab just brings it back there. We have to, come back to it to get the overall view. Alright, so here's a shaman apprentice, Yang Goseri, in the quiet hills of Deoskin. A blind shaman and her young apprentice, Yang Goseri, live in harmony. One day, the blind master decides to visit the eerie Mount Mangui to perform a basic ritual, but never returns. Sensing an ominous premonition, Yang Goseri packs her belongings and sets off to search for her master. Her journey leads her deep into the haunted slopes of the mountain. Properties: adept at ranged magic spells and stat effects. So she's basically a mage. And much like the other guy, she has a little backwards summary you can basically read. I'll let you do that, so pause the edit. And not much more to say than that. I mean, I'll probably read this basically after, but you can read it while it paused. I think to keep things basic, I'll probably go with the warrior, but let's just see how we do. Alright, so on a stroll. Any traveler can venture at a leisurely pace. The lore is difficulty level where you can enjoy the tales of Mount Mangui with ease. Stay curious and enjoy the story. So all protagonist abilities are increased by 25%. Upon death, story continuation available. Or on adventure. Travelers will face multiple obstacles but survive. The intended difficulty level for playing Mangui. Stay vigilant and learn from each trial until you become familiar with crossing each pass. Both protagonists and enemies use the default abilities. Upon death, story continuation is available. Well, we want to roll legs, so we'll go with that. And the Lady Macarie's Dance. In the eastern foothills of Mount Mangui, hundreds of large and small caves are interconnected. Here, insects that have survived for natural long years, wielding dark sorcery and wreaking havoc, causing no small amount of trouble in the region. Alright, so there's a quick answer about this. So this is obviously the boss we fought with the Woodsman. And we'll see basically how troublesome she's going to be to actually fight with a real character. Passing a peak. Let's go. Peak 1, the gate on the hill. Begin journey, space. Common attacks use physical accuracy, physical defense, and physical damage. Morning mist shrouds the mountain peaks surround the forest. The whistling winds like mournful cries. Into these ominous woods strides an armed warrior clad in black dapple robes and gripping a bamboo blade. Yungil. Hear me! I'm Yungil, a spectral emissary of the King's elite guards. By decree of His Majesty, I've come to this place to unravel the dark events that have transpired here. Anyone who tries to conceal the instance or obstruct my path will charge with treason and will lose their head. The forest stands stiffly silent, offering no answer. Only faint, mocking laughter carries through the wind, as if taunting his arrival. Alright, so... here's the warrior. So, yeah, we got bleeding here. Laceration, so cooldown 12 turns, range 1 tile. Basically cause bleeding, so we can basically bleed the Lady Macrobee here if we want to. We got 48 HP, 13 accuracy, 6 damage, 5 magic accuracy, 3 magic damage. We're basically a warrior, so that's basically how we have to treat this guy. Now I will say that, like, you know, I really do believe that this is a game that really could use like mouse support in like the PC version. It's all like, you know, keyboard, you know, control here, so... We got a chest right away. The silver hairpin. Uncommon hat. This gives us magic defense and speed. So obviously we want to put that on. Let's stick over here to see where this is going. So there's a frog. There's a dagger here. This lowers my physical damage, but it gives me more speed. I'll take that, sure. I forgot how... Oh, skip turn with E. So, at least it got, like, you know, all the stuff in the bomb there to sort of help you out. There we go. Archer Bandit. So that guy's ranged. Lightning Charge, magic skills. Charge toward a distant target, dealing magic damage on target and all enemies within 4 tiles of the target. So, is this a charge ability? Very nice. Now, I will note something to the developer here. It is cool that you got, like, you know, bump attacks basically sort of like use your like melee ability. I dealt a critical hit to the enemy because they didn't notice me in time. Remaining potions. Most monsters abhor alcohol, so we'll just, like, you know, not good at this yet. So that guy's ranged. Want to get rid of him then. Something saw me. Let's kill you there. There's a chest there. I like the little warning signs that, like, you know, tell you it's bad to sort of fight in the undergrowth. But I wonder if they're going to get, like, too common. I think he attacked me there, but whatever. That's our Archer Bandit down there, by the way. Okay, I can level up. I'm not really using my abilities just yet, but I mean, that'll happen soon. Learning's complete on that, so... I can upgrade my HP, get more HP. I don't need HP. Speed. Speed is permanently increased by 2. Physical defense permanently increased by 2, or accuracy. Let's get our accuracy up a little bit. I don't like missing. Vitality drain. Hopefully that's not permanent. Have to get closer for that to work. Now here's something I would note, by the way. It would be nice if you could just press 2-2 to sort of like, you know, immediately like just use a spell. Rather than having to select like, you know, space to sort of use it. It saw me, but not in time. Quarterstaff. So lower accuracy and damage, but I get more magic attack. We're not a magic caster, so don't worry about that. Remaining 5 enemies. I'm guessing that heals him, by the way, but I'm not really sure. So needle, common tool. Straw hat, so we're going to sell that because I like having the physical stuff. There's the way out. Another keg I want. You know, I wonder if like you get stealth basically from the bushes or not, like you do in Carnival Quest. Okay, nothing's left, so let's go heal up. And we're out of here. I'll have to see what happens with Nightfall when it hits like 0, but not just yet. Will you conquer this peak and venture forth to the next one? Yes. Stage cleared, so I can get Wound Suture. When taking 5 or more damage, 50% chance to recover HP. Shin Shatter. When dealing 4 or more damage to a target, 50% chance to debuff the target. So basically lower the speed. Or Stumbling Dance. When your physical skills hit, 50% chance to debuff a target. So I think, you know, I want free there. Peak 2, the Mossfield Swamp. If you defeat the merchant, you can obtain unique rewards. However, an attack merchant will chase the player throughout the story. Decide carefully before attacking the merchant. The next day, hacking through the brush, Yoon Gil comes upon pools and bodies of water of all sizes. Hundreds of frogs and toads croak deafenly from every direction. It's been nearly 30 days and 30 nights since the woodsman from Jangsun village was reported missing, having disappeared into these very mountains. Not only him, but several elderly and children have also disappeared. Surely the diva vile monster or beast. His Majesty has commanded that I uncover the truth of these events and apprehend the perpetrators. As an officer of the kingdom, the time has come for me to lay down my life if needed. Just then, something glints in the dark grass, catching Yoon Gil's attention. What do my eyes see? Something is submerged in the lake. Upon wading into the pond to retrieve it, Yoon Gil finds a strange orb the size of his fist. From the orb emanates a ceaseless azure glow, no mere trivial item, though its true purpose remains a mystery. Yoon-gil carefully wraps the glowing orb in a cloth and tucks it in his garments. Part of a story? Who knows? So, great dual wielding. I'm dual wielding? Okay. The great shaman's sword and bell resound in the thunderous synchronized strike. If you have both physical skills and magic skills, cooldown of all skills is greatly reduced. Additional physical accuracy and physical accuracy abilities are greatly increased. Maybe that's like my special ability? I'm like a dual wielder. Alright, so Forsaken Worm succeeds and Fool's blind against the warrior damage. But I got sneak attack on him and he dies. Foolery, unable to use skills. Well, I don't really care. I'm not really using skills. Glaive. So this is an uncommon weapon. Basically, my accuracy goes down, my physical damage goes way up, my speed goes way down. I'm not sure I want that. I mean, I like speed. It lets me kite stuff, which is good. There's nothing for me this way, is there? So wooden hairpin, don't need, so let's get rid of it. Need a turn to use that again. Oh! So he tried to kill me there or something, but he failed. Cool, I level up. Tiger Stance, buff your stats. Accuracy goes up, max your accuracy goes up. Bear Stance, buff your damage. Or Blood Harvest, deal physical damage to all targets within 8 tiles. If any target is bleeding, you can recover HP by 2 when from each bleeding target. So basically it's like an arrow effect ability. That could be useful against like the boss, who I think does have that sort of like, you know, minion type of thing going for. Let's do that. So, War succeeds in laceration against the orb-eyed giant peeper. So he's going to start bleeding. That missed. Yeah, I keep using like, you know, the same like, you know, number to sort of like, you know, fast use it, but it's not working because it's not set up like that. Alright, so this guy's bleeding, so he recovers some HP. Doesn't seem to be any like cost at using those abilities, which is nice, just like the original game. I'm pretty sure this takes physical skills, so that's all you know about that. Now, there should be a way of, like, you know, seeing these guys assassin stuff. By the way, I think that should be nice if you had, like, you know, some keybinds or stuff like that from here, just so you can, like, you know, basically just look at what the keys basically do where necessary. Right, these guys are, you know, able to do stuff. They can die. That hurt a little bit, but okay. Yay, recovers some HP. Oak bark armor. So physical damage goes down, HP goes up, and armor goes up. So armor. Damage from common attacks and physical skills dealt by enemies is reduced by 10%. This fast basic thing about armor basically reduces the damage you do. Physical defense, chance to evade common attacks and stuff. I don't think we want armor for this boss because it basically bleeds you, so we'll avoid that. Deal magic damage twice. If your target is bleeding, you can recover HP. I think I want to sell this. I mean, I've got, like, you know, Blood Harvest here, which is like a physical skill, so we'll try and get better, maybe. Ritual Knife. Physical accuracy goes down, everything else goes up. Don't care. Let's do this to kill him. I level up. Cool. I noticed these things have been locked out when I got this, so you can basically boost up your stats, but it comes at a cost of not being able to get this apparently, so that's good, worth noting. I think we're accurate enough for now, so let's get some speed. I came over here, twin axes. So, common dagger is what I currently have. This basically lowers my axes but gives me damage and speed. I think I'll take those. There we go. The Iron Mace, physical actually goes down, but physical damage goes up. Don't really care for that, I don't think. You can die. Last enemy. I'm done. Let's quickly head north. There's nothing left for me to do here, so we'll grab the alcohol. You might heal when you go to the next level, I'm not really sure, but let's get our alcohol. Now, I wonder if there's a character that basically, like, you know, abhors alcohol and doesn't drink it, so Necrophagia. When defeating a target, 10% chance to recover HP. Scale Striker. When dealing critical damage with physical skills, debuff a target, so reduces their armor. Or Organ Thief. When dealing critical damage to a target, 30% chance to recover HP. Critical damage isn't something I'm going to be really doing much, so I might want Necrophagia.